is up, you beautiful Refuge Nation people? Thank you so much for your patience. Sorry we're going live a little bit later than we usually do here in the studio. The reason being is we actually run a company focused around people, and sometimes people are more important than a video. And so while we love each and every single one of you, sometimes people culture has to take the front seat, and that's not just some cliche nonsense corporate saying. Like, you should really, really care about the people that you work with. You should really put that first. So with that, we are absolutely humbled that you would hang out at the Refuge Report, that this is the #1 place on the whole internet, all 200 on average views of the best news stream, the best newscast known to man. It's Believe It, the best, tremendous. You gotta love it.
We are getting way more than 200 views now.
How many views do you think we're getting?
Sometimes we're getting 1,000.
1,000?
I know. I mean,
whoa! Watch out, CNN. We're coming for you.
No, we don't mean that.
Yeah. You mean you actually have to work? You're like real people? Yes, we are actually real people with real stuff going on all the time, which is real. Shout out to everybody who is hanging out in the chat. We got, 60-ish people here right now. Share it out, guys. Share this stream to your mom. Share this stream to the people that you care about. Because, honestly, we just want to get more and more good news to the homies. So we're going to hang out. We're going to talk about a plethora of different things. Real quick word from our sponsors. This newscast is brought to you by Refuge Medical, the best dang first aid kits known to man. We make these first aid kits not just so that they would save lives, but also so that they could support people who are actively working to carry the gospel. A great, amazing group of people eat off of this company. So when you're supporting this company, you're not just getting good gear you can trust, you're also supporting fellow believers, which is really important because I don't know if you noticed, it's getting awful worldly out there. Thank you guys so much for your support. That's the adventure kit there. It's an amazing first aid kit for the family. It has everything from boo-boos, scrapes, bruises, sutures, tourniquets, chest seals, and so much more. You can grab the adventure kit right now. You could also grab something a little bit more, manageable. You could store in your car, maybe a BPK or an ankle kit. Great choices for the everyday carry, the everyday deployment in terms of like bleeding control, bleeding management. Yes, absolutely, Ben Valley, the best, believe it, tremendous. Guys, if you watched the debate this week, I'm sorry. Was it last week?
It was last week.
It was last week, right?
But it was after the live.
But it was after the live. If you watched the debate in the last 7-day period, I'm sorry. You're gonna ask, Bob, what was your favorite part? I don't know. I had anything else to do at that time period besides watch two geriatric people argue about stuff that doesn't make sense.
I ran a poll and asked them if they watched it while we were waiting, and it was like 54% to 46%. 46% said no.
46% said no.
The
46%, you're my type of people. The 54%, I understand. I get all the reasons. I just can't do it anymore. I can't do the dog and pony show. I honestly don't even know what I was doing Thursday night, but it was something better than that. I promise you that. So we have some amazing news stories this week coming from all spectrums. We got positive news stories, we got negative news stories, which are also just called news stories now because all news is negative, I guess. How hard do you have to search for positive news stories?
Well, I really like the Epoch Times because they categorize. So I'm able to look up things that make you not want to cry. Well, no, that's not true. I cried at my desk, but they were happy tears. As I was reading some of these, I was tearing up, oh my gosh.
Yay, rock and roll. If you guys remember the newscast last week, we basically figured out that Skynet's about to go active and that the Terminators are inbound. So we're going to try to not talk about that as much this week because we would all like to sleep tonight, which is very, very good. I personally sleep like a baby because I remember that I've been saved by the Messiah and the Spirit has been given to me as a gift, which is awesome. So we'll start over at the FDA. The FDA bans brominated vegetable oil.
Finally!
Food additive used in soda. So shout out to the FDA for doing their job. Very, very cool.
Way
Public advocacy has led major soda brands to phase out the additives use, though it could still be found in over 600 products. On Tuesday, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, announced that it will be banning brominated vegetable oil, BVO, a food additive. The ban will take effect on August 2nd, 2024, so about a month from now. BVO is a vegetable oil modified with bromine, a toxic gas. It's no big deal.
No big deal.
In the late 1960s, the FDA authorized using BVO in small amounts, not exceeding 15 parts per million, in citrus-flavored sodas to keep the flavor from floating to the top. Manufacturers also used it in other products. The agency concluded that the intended use of BVO in food is no longer considered safe as a result of studies conducted in collaboration with the NIH.
Pause. Can we just real quick, are you trying to tell me that things that they've let us consume for years and years and years, now they're saying it's not safe? Like, they've never done that like cigarettes or anything else before. Like, we should always trust what they say is safe.
Right. I think the main thing is we should always trust them regardless of what happens because they know best. And you're not qualified to do your own research.
That's true. I'm not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. Damn it, man, I'm not a doctor. The FDA no longer allows for the use of the brominated vegetable oil in food. An FDA spokesperson told the Epoch Times, adding that it is part of the agency's regulatory process to reassess previously evaluated food ingredients addressing safety concerns. I wonder if there's anything else that the FDA has approved in emergency cases that they've reassessed that they've found that like maybe isn't super safe to use.
Look.
I wonder, no, I don't, probably not. This is probably a one-time, they just messed up on this and nothing else. The health risks. Though health concerns about BVO have circulated for over 50 years, research on BVO is limited. I wonder who pays for studies. I wonder who invests in that.
Oh, it's definitely uninvested, uninterested third parties.
Yeah, as we learned last week, uninterested and unvested parties definitely don't invest in studies. So that's definitely what happens. Several studies have suggested that BVO may harm the thyroid, the liver, the heart, and is linked to neurological problems. Consuming BVO has been associated with an increased accumulation of bromine fatty acids. Excessive accumulation of these substances can result in bromine toxicity, which damages the central nervous system, causes headaches, nausea, memory loss, or poor coordination. Only one case report identified the BVO in soda as a source of bromine toxicity. This type of toxicity is mainly caused by occupational exposure, particularly among agriculture and sanitation workers. In 2022, the FDA tested BVO in rodents, feeding them amounts of BVO that would be found in real-world scenarios. Both male and female rats were found to have increased bromine content in their blood and elevated levels of bromine fatty acids in the heart, lungs, and fat tissue. The rat's thyroid hormones also changed. Another report showed that bromine can replace up to 40% of the iodine, a trace element needed to make thyroid hormones. So, very, very good that they're banning this. This has actually been in food since the 1920s. This is a big W for food. I still don't think that you should be taking processed food into your body because just because they did this one, wait till you guys find out what seed oils do. You'll love it. Seed oils are very good for you. You should just drink them. You should drink them whole.
Whole. Is that in seed form?
In seed form. That's the best way to do it. Just eat some chia seeds. The rock and roll MSG. So guys, we will be doing the live stream, live announcement of the Refuge Responder giveaway during this stream. It'll happen here in a few minutes. We will be letting you know who wins. Share this out to anybody you know who's entered so that way they can watch, they can take part, and see who won the stream. So, continuing on.
Smash the like button.
Smash that like button, too. Come on, guys.
I'm behind the camera, like, throwing my thumb up, like, come on,
I
say it.
I thought you were just like, hey, good job remembering that. I didn't know you were telling me to smash the like button. Smash the like button. Somebody said I had wild raspberries for breakfast. Booyah. That's based. Everybody should forage their own breakfast. Eggs count if you found them, and they're from your chickens. All right, continuing on with our next news story. The House committee probes Harvard after student anti-CCP protesters were removed from an event. That's interesting. A House-selected committee focuses on China and is demanding answers from Harvard University over an incident on campus in April when students protesting a speech by China's ambassador to the United States were removed against their will. In a letter to interim Harvard University President Alan Garber, the chairman of the House Select Committee on Chinese Communist Party said that the April incident could be another example of the CCP's effort to silence its critics outside of its borders. This incident raises serious questions regarding possible transnational repression by the Chinese government and the involvement of the international students from China at Harvard in acts of harassment and intimidation condoned by the Chinese government against its critics. The letter asked Harvard University to answer 13 questions, including whether the Ivy League school had partnered with representatives of the Chinese government on security at the event, whether Harvard had reached out to the student protesters and launched any disciplinary investigation, and whether it monitors foreign government-backed student organizations. Question, how is this even a thing?
Okay, first of all, Harvard forcibly removed these students.
Yes.
Okay, for protesting this.
Yes.
Do you remember when there was another protest and they didn't forcibly remove them because they can do whatever the F they want?
Right.
What double standard here?
Different weights and measures is an abomination. It's just what it is. Universities should be bastions of freedom, and prestigious institutions like Harvard should hold themselves to an even higher standard to ensure a safe environment for students' freedom of expression and push back against any foreign government and their efforts to silence critics on campus. Mr. Molinar asked Harvard University to respond to the questions by July 26 and provide the committee with a briefing about the incident. Harvard University didn't respond to a request for comment by press. The incident on April 20th, the Chinese ambassador Xi Feng, however you say that, delivered a speech for Harvard Kennedy School's China Conference, an event organized by the school's Greater China Society. During his address, Mr. Xi was interrupted by 6 Harvard students and youth activists, including Taiwanese-American undergraduate student Cosette Wu, co-director of the university's Coalition for Students Resisting the CCP. The letter referenced video footage showing Miss Wu shouting slogans in protest of the Chinese regime's human rights abuse. She was subsequently dragged out of the event by an individual in a dark suit. According to the letter, Miss Wu identified the individual as a Harvard student from China. Another Harvard student, I'm going to butcher this, Zhiwang Yangchang,
Yep, you butchered it.
was also removed. The letter said she is co-president of the Boston chapter of Students for Free Tibet. The letter noted that Miss Yang Chen said she was approached by a student from China who asked her for names of protesters, followed her, and caused her to feel scared. She said the Chinese student appeared to be one of the event organizers. In a statement issued in April, Ms. Yang Chen said, "My family escaped Tibet because China had massacred tens of thousands of Tibetans during the CCP military invasion and colonization of my homeland. Today in occupied Tibet, China is continuing the genocide of Tibet by ripping 80% of all Tibetan school children from their families and forcibly making them attend colonial boarding schools where speaking Tibetan is forbidden. Xi Feng is an advocate for the genocide of my people, and as a Tibetan Harvard student, it's my duty to show the world the truth." So, Harvard has continued to not speak out against such actions, and it is further showing us the deep integration of the CCP inside of not just our government, but also inside of our educational systems. So, if you or someone you love is attending one of these large schools, whether it be Harvard or State University or even county universities, smaller schools, pay close attention to the organizations that are forming on campus. Pay close attention to the doctrine that they are teaching inside of these campuses, and make sure that they are armed with the truth and a boldness to speak it. Remember, this is not just such a big deal because of how the absolute egregious human rights abuse and genocide that's occurred, but remember the genocide that's happening against Christians inside of this nation and how people are forbidden to even have a Bible. There's an underground Bible smuggling ring that is taking place inside of China. And so anything we can do to support believers and support freedom of speech, freedom of press, all of that is extremely important for these current times. We're still going on my side. So, what's up, Tora? What's up, Kermode? JS Badger's in the chat.
Oh boy. All right, we're going to be really fast about this. Super fast.
We're having issues here. Continuing on.
Hopefully we'll just pop right back into there.
So weird.
Why is it doing that?
Why is it doing that? Why would it be?
What the heck is going on? Okay. All right. Hold on. We're going to go back to here and we're going to... Are we back now?
Let us know if we're 5x5 in the chat.
Okay, I think it stopped. There we go. Okay, I think we're good. That was okay.
I'm sure it was completely unrelated. I'm sure that
It was my battery, I think.
I'm sure that it.
My battery though supports the CCP. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sure that
It's a
Lauren's
Fuji.
back. I'm sure
It's a Fuji.
It's a Fuji. So come on, guys.
No,
we
hey,
know what's happening
I
here.
did want to bring up. I don't know. You know, every week I'm like, oh, I read this story, but I didn't print it. But I did. But I don't think I did. I did read during the interview or the debate that they didn't ask a question about China. They specifically avoided asking questions about China.
Weird.
Why would they do that?
Why would they do that? Oh my gosh. All right. So, continuing on this wonderful news spree that we have, we'll see if we have any more camera issues after I read this one. Americans warned to stop shopping via Chinese app Temu. Temu is not an online marketplace like Amazon or Walmart. It's a data theft business, Arkansas attorney Tim Griffin says. Top prosecutor in Arkansas warned on July 2nd that Americans should be wary of using the Temu marketplace app because it's effectively a data theft business. The threat from China is not new, and it is real. Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin told Fox Business on July 2nd, a week after his office filed a lawsuit against the company. Temu is not an online marketplace like Amazon or Walmart. It's a data theft business that sells goods as a means to an end. He said that it is common for an online marketplace like Amazon, like Walmart, to collect certain consumer data as part of normal course of business. I think we all know that's not what's going on here. Instead, the company is using malware and spyware to get into your phone, your device, and to collect your data, Mr. Griffin told the outlet. Not just traditional consumer data, but using malware, spyware to have complete access to your information, and taking it one step further, their code is written in such a way to evade detection. Temu is operated by Shanghai, China-based parent company Pinduoduo, however you say that, which includes former Chinese communist officials in its ranks. The lawsuit filed against the firm's parent company is seeking a jury trial as well as a permanent block against Temu's data collection activities. It also seeks a $10,000 fine for each violation of Arkansas state law, known as the Deceptive Practices Act, which I'm sure $10,000 multiplied by X amount of users will be quite substantial. The suit primarily cites research from Grizzly Research, which analyzes publicly traded firms and alleges that Temu can purposely gain unrestricted access to a user's phone operating system, including, but not limited to, a user's camera, specific location, contacts, text messages, documents, and other applications. In its report, Grizzly Research said that it suspects that Temu is already or intends to illegally sell stolen data from Western countries' customers to sustain a business model that is otherwise doomed for failure. Temu is estimated to be losing $30 per order. Its ad spending and shipping costs, 1 to 2 weeks from China expedited to U.S. delivery, are astronomical, the report states. One is left wondering, how is this business possibly profitable? Temu is notoriously a bad actor in the industry. We see rampant user manipulation, chain letter-like affinity scams to drive signups, and overall the most aggressive and questionable techniques to manipulate large numbers of people to install the app. In a statement after the lawsuit was filed, Temu stated that it is disappointed and said that the lawsuit doesn't cite any independent fact-finding. The allegations in the lawsuit are based on misinformation circulated online, primarily from a short seller, and are totally unfounded. We categorically deny the allegations and will vigorously defend ourselves, the firm stated. We understand that as a new company with an innovative supply chain model, some may misunderstand us at first glance and may not welcome us. According to analytics website Backlinko, Temu was the most downloaded shopping app around the world in 2023 with more than 330 million downloads, about 1.8 times than the Amazon shopping app. On July 1st, the Texas Public Policy Foundation issued a similar warning about the app, saying that it can access almost anything on your phone, which means that Chinese Communist Party officials could theoretically install applications and spyware files on an individual's smart device to use for complete surveillance of all user activity on a phone. This would allow China to monitor keystrokes and logs to have direct insight into login credentials for other social media emails and bank accounts, the foundation warned. Temu officials didn't respond by press to a request for comment by the Epoch Times. So, keystroke logging, camera manipulation, bank account data, all are being harvested by the Temu app, which is totally not a cover for the CCP. It's fine. Order the $20 home gym. It's worth it. Guys, a penny saved is $1 spent tomorrow. Like, pay attention right here. If you know somebody who is currently using Temu, who uses Temu, your wife, your daughter, your son, your grandpa, whatever, I would highly, highly recommend not just undownloading the app. The malware is already installed. Get rid of the phone entirely. Get a new device. And
you
then,
know what? No one has phones now.
yeah, and no one has phones. 330 million downloads. Do you guys understand that that's almost the population of the United States?
I do not have Temu.
I don't have Temu.
Did I maybe download it one time? Yeah.
Spyware's on your phone.
Been a long time.
But spyware's on your phone. It just is. I would recommend getting a new phone. Lauren needs a new phone.
Okay, wait a minute, Bob.
Lauren needs a new phone. Donate in the chat for Lauren's new phone proceeds.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, Temu does sell junk. Glad I only used a prepay card, and I have Temu last year for like 4 months. It doesn't matter, guys. It doesn't matter. If you downloaded it on your phone, the spyware and the malware are already on your
I
phone.
wonder if you can just reset your phone.
That's not how it works.
Well, I'm going to believe that.
They just said it's code that is written so deceptively that it's bypassing the security systems. So the same way that when you buy a Google phone, Google is installed on the phone and you have to go through all the servers and processes to make Google not have access, this is acting in a very similar sense here. I really, really recommend.
So what happens when you TikTok shop, but it's not an app, but it is an app? Oh.
I would say the same thing.
Oh, no.
This is why I don't do the tickety talks.
I haven't gotten TikTok. Look, you guys, full disclosure, I was anti-TikTok, but it's my job to TikTok. So anyways, that being said, I haven't bought anything, but I have looked on the shop.
Guys, seriously think about getting rid of any phone that has Temu on it, especially if you have any sort of sensitive data on your phone, if you work in any sort of government capability, if you work in any sort of private sector security, if you work for the military and you have Temu on your phone, congratulations, your location harvesting and a package has already been built on you. This is a very real thing. This actually happened with Fitbit a while back. This is how we knew that there was tunnels in not Alaska, what's the other ones? Antarctica. Because a bunch of people had Fitbits on and their data was being harvested, and then the data was leaked, and we saw a bunch of people inside of Antarctica, inside of locations that shouldn't have been, and we were like, wait, that's impossible, nobody's there, and it's like, oh, there's underground tunnels. That's how that's happening.
There can't be underground tunnels because there are treaties that say you're not allowed to go there. So how could there be something there if you're not allowed?
Let's just continue on with the news. Remember, guys, don't shop at Temu. Shop at your local farms and Refuge Medical. That's what you should do. Shop from companies that actually love you.
We're a farm. We harvest nylon.
We do.
And we produce.
Guys, this is a big psyop. We actually are a huge data harvesting firm.
No, I definitely meant like I was making a joke on farms, not firms.
No, I mean, that's called the data farm. It is a thing. What's up, Michelle? Burner phone time. Yeah, Dustin, it's arguably burner phone time for everybody. We passed burner phone time about 10 years ago. And majority of people do not understand the amount of data that's being harvested. Actually, Instagram is nothing but a data harvesting app and a marketing app. If you look on Instagram next time, and I'll prove this to you really quick, go ahead and scroll on Instagram. Every 3, maybe depending on how often you click, 5 posts will be some sort of ad, some sort of sales pitch, some sort of product that'll be marketed towards you. So it's very, very true. It is what it is. What can you do? This is the world we live in right now, and I'm at enmity with it. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, we'll do a positive news story, and then we'll do the drawing. And,
you know what I thought about?
What did you think about?
Next time we do a giveaway, I should do the Wheel of Names on the live.
On the live,
on the screen, so they could see it.
Yes.
Because what I do is I go through all the orders and I pull people's names, and I have to input them into this random name generator, and it makes this Wheel of Fortune thing, except that the slivers are so small because there's so many names. And then I click the button, and then it spins, and then it randomly picks somebody.
Yep.
I feel like you guys should get to watch that next time.
Yeah, dude, that'd be super entertaining. All right. This is coming from Bright. This is a beautiful little story here. I'm passionate about God's view of marriage. Woman sets aside an example for her children by caring for her husband. 30-year-old Jessie has been using her social media platform to demonstrate the power of a healthy marriage by sharing anecdotes and lessons from her life as she cares for, loves, and prays for her husband. The stay-at-home mom met her husband, Skylar, now 32, at a Bible college in 2014. I had to get to my early 5 a.m. work in the coffee shop and had 10 minutes to grab breakfast, she told the Epoch Times. He was just about to start his security shift and was making a waffle with a waffle maker that was never out. I came in and saw he was making one, which means I didn't have time to. Cute little picture of the couple here. On seeing Jessie disappointed, Skylar gave her his waffle and they both left to their respective shifts. The chance meeting led to a relationship, marriage, and eventually 4 children. The greatest gift that you can give to your children is love their father well. Since childhood, Jessie has aspired to be a stay-at-home mom and her husband supported the idea. Skylar was happy to provide for his family. We both view our roles through the lessons of Scripture, and it's very important to us that we put God first and then our family. Jessie said, Skylar and I were both in agreement that our children are a blessing from the Most High, and I needed to be the one to pour into the little minds all day long. Today they have 4 children aged 8 and under and are expecting their 5th soon. At the center of their marriage is Jessie's belief that the greatest gift you can give to your children is to love their father well. Loving one another only second to God gives your children a deep sense of trust in your family union, she said. Adding this helps her children see their parents as reliable and stable and gives them confidence that they can rely on them. The couple prioritizes spending quality time with each other and ensures that they have actual, meaningful conversations with each other without their devices. We want our kids to see that the joy that we have together. Jessie's family eats breakfast together every morning before memorizing hymns. They then tend to their animals and garden before they starting their homeschooling session. By midday, they've completed school and the little ones take a nap. The afternoon, the older children is spent on games and reading. Jessie loves seeing the children learn new things. Reading and math have been so fun to watch my kids discover. Usually we bake something at this point because we love baked goods in this house. After baking, everyone works to get to their house cleaned so that Skylar can come home to a clean house. Then the whole family eats supper together, a priority for Skylar and Jessie. A bedtime routine comes next, complete with hymns, prayer, and family time. Jessie feels content in her role as a wife and a mother and is grateful to see Skylar fulfill his role as the provider. Not only does Skylar provide for the family with his income, but he also handles most of the bills, having been blessed with a talent for managing finances. We talk through our finances and budget together, Jessie said. Balancing household chores isn't always easy with the little ones underfoot. I have specific days for specific things, Jessie said. I try to be flexible, though. With 5 kids, it definitely takes creativity. Needless to say, the proud mother is devoted to both her husband and her children. Our faith has shaped our family from the beginning, Jessie said. I'm passionate about God's view of marriage. My goal is to encourage wives to lean on the role that God has so graciously given to them and not take it for granted. I'm passionate about God's view of marriage, and I think it's something that many couples need to encourage. To achieve this, Jessie began sharing her perspective on building a holy and strong marriage on social media and has been able to build a community of nearly 17,000 followers and is grateful to them. I don't have her socials right here.
We had, like, if that was the norm, our country would not be the way that it is right now.
Yeah.
Like, if that was
the norm, it would not be where it is right now. I completely agree. And this just goes back to, I'm sure that they make a lot of sacrifices. I'm sure they live a very different life than most people do. But these things can be accomplished. It really is a beautiful story, something that is different than, China's attacking us. But guys, there's still people that are out there that are working to inspire others to live a simpler life, a more scriptural life, and I think that's awesome. I think it's very, very important that we focus on that, right? It's very beautiful.
Well, and not every family can afford to have the wife at home, but you can still have that same respect and love and the same structure in your home, even if the wife is having to leave to work. You don't have to have that feminist, like, I do it myself, no respect for the dad. The kids are growing up with seeing just animosity towards the dad. It doesn't have to be that way.
Remember, guys, the home structure is biblical. It's done that way for a reason. And if you're in a different situation where there's not a father in the home, my heart goes out for you. There's challenges. You can still live things in a very biblical structure. There are ways, I promise, right? So now we're going to go to, and guys, if you have good news stories, if you have news stories that you want to share, feel free to send them in. If something cool happens, if you have a great story you want to share, you want us to share it on the show, send it over to media@Refuge Medical. We'd love to share positive news stories, or even if it's interesting news and it's not necessarily positive, or even if it's negative. Anything that we can share with the viewers, we'd love to do it. So media@refugemedical.com. Send in your stories. We love to share it. That's a great time for us, and it's a great time for the community, Refuge Nation, whom we love so very much. So now it is time for the drawing.
Oh.
Do we have my name?
Yes.
I was like, I don't.
You're like, I don't have
Lauren
it.
just starts the drum roll. I'm like, it's somebody.
Okay, so the winner is, are you ready?
I'm ready. Here we go.
Go. Harold Burns.
Harold Burns. Come on down. You've won a free Refuge Responder giveaway. So that's the Essential Responder 1, 2, and 3, as well as the opportunity, if you so choose, to partake in the Night Responder completely on Refuge Medical. It's over $2,000 in training covered at our cost. Harold Burns. You are a extremely valued customer. We freaking love you. We really, really do. And I'm so pumped to get to train with you here in September. That is absolutely awesome. Congratulations to Harold. We had a lot of people join into this one. A lot of people. A lot of people. And so over the hundreds of people that partook in this giveaway, Harold, you are the lucky, well, you are the blessed winner. You have been blessed with this, man. And I'm so happy it's you.
We do have terms.
We do have terms.
Yes. Number one, you have to commit to coming.
Yeah. Number one, you got to show up.
If you can't come, we got to give it to someone who can come.
Yeah, if you can't come, we're going to give it to somebody else. We'll redraw. We'll redo a video.
I've saved all the names.
We saved all the names, right? A bunch of people reached out. They're like, oh, am I entered? Yes, you're entered. It automatically happens, so it's very easy. And so then with that, Harold, we will be contacting you directly and letting you know that you won today, which is very, very cool. You guys will watch the video of it, so it'll be awesome.
If we can't get a hold of you, I think we're doing till maybe Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
Monday we'll call by the end of the day. If we can't get a hold of you, then
we'll call today. We'll call again on Monday. If you don't answer, we're gonna draw again. That's just the way she goes. It's the way of the road, folks. And if we pray that Harold, if it's the Father's will, that you'll be there, and if not, the person who's supposed to be there will be there, right?
Mm-hmm. We've had to redraw before.
We've
had to do it.
Oh, 100%. All right, so that's a positive news story. We're going to go back
Which one are you doing next?
All right, here we go. Are we ready? We're going to keep on with the report here. This is the Refuge Report. Guys, this is brought to you by Refuge Medical. Guys, if you don't have first aid gear, we have the #1 holiday for blowing your hands off this week.
Tomorrow, actually.
Tomorrow it is No Hands Day. 4th of July, where we celebrate our total independence. We're very independent people. We are not dependent on any systems or sources. And so I know in a time where it is very challenging for our country to be unified, let us all remember the spirit that was behind the forming of this country, where it was free men are allowed to do free things. We're allowed to worship. We're allowed to be, independent of tyranny. Take hold of that gift, right, and truly celebrate it with love, with peace, and carry that good message forth to wherever you're going tomorrow. And if you're going to go play with explosives, which I think is a really fun time personally, please have your gear on you. If any of you use any of your gear this 4th of July, which this happens every single year, so that's why I'm saying it, if any of you use your gear this 4th of July, please tell us about it. Tell us what happened. Let us replace the components so that way you don't have a kit that's downed in burn shield dressings or whatever it may be. And send in that information to us so that way we can continue to learn how to be better building of kits for you, better components, whatever you did use. If something goes wrong, we'd love to hear that information so that way we can continue to grow and continue to increase our usefulness to you. Because if we're not useful to you, let's just wrap this whole thing up and go home and farm sheep. That'd be a little bit different deal. What you got?
Quick question. Platinum One asked, are there still bags in the tote if we spend over $150?
No, the grab bag she gone.
But summer burn kit's still going.
Summer burn kit is still going. So if you spend $125 right now, you do get the summer burn kit. We know 4th of July is tomorrow, so you won't be able to use it then. But bonfires, there's a bunch of different things throughout the summer, grills, everything that's happening while you're doing cookouts, camping season's coming out. It's always a good idea to have a summer burn kit on you. Comes with a couple of burn dressings and the ability to wrap up anybody who did get burned. So, a nice little gift for you for spending 125 bucks in the store, right? So the summer burn kit is still going. Secure your fireworks tubes, y'all. 1 ounce of prevention is worth 1,000 to not finding out. Yeah, absolutely true, Dano. Guys, if you're going to be sending mortars into the sky, that's awesome. We love it. Just take a piece of wood and screw the tubes down. That's actually, if you watch the video of Dawn getting hit by a mortar, that's what happened. A mortar tube fell over. And that's very, very preventable, right?
And she was sitting
down a long way away, safe, enjoying her day, having a good time, having a couple of brewskis, enjoying the 4th of July fireworks show, and still, calamity came. And so praise Yah. We're so grateful that she's okay, and we're also really grateful she had her kit on her. She was able to actually use the gear, and she saw a really quick recovery process. Even her doctor mentioned that because of it, right? Yeah, very, very cool. So, continuing on the news here. Ransomware attacks disrupts banking services for almost 500,000 credit union members. Wow. Services such as online banking, mobile apps, direct deposits, online bill payments are currently unavailable at Patelso's platform. A cyber attack on one of the largest credit unions in the country, Patelso, resulted in over 450,000 customers getting locked out of its many services since Saturday. On June 29, Patelso announced that their systems were unavailable and that the company was working to resolve the outage. On July 1st, the credit union attributed the outage to a ransomware attack. Unfortunately, this incident has required us to proactively shut down some of our day-to-day banking systems in order to contain and remediate the issue. We have engaged a leading third-party cybersecurity forensic firm to help us investigate and recover as soon as possible. Patelso, headquartered in Dublin, California, has 36 branches in the country and manages $9 billion in assets. Ransomware is a type of cyber attack in which malware is used to lock out a victim's sensitive data or devices, which is only reversed when the victim pays a ransom. The credit union said the members can still access cash through ATM. Services like check and cash deposits, ATM withdrawals, and in-branch loan payments are all available. Call center operations, live chats, debit and credit card transactions now have limited functionality. Services like online banking, mobile apps, outgoing wire transfers, direct deposits, and online bill payments continue to remain unavailable. We anticipate longer than normal wait times. No kidding. You thought the wait times were bad before. Regarding the safety of customer data, Patelso said that they have no evidence that mobile or banking user IDs and passwords are affected by the security incident. They don't know that. In addition, we have evidence that account information was we have no evidence that account information was compromised at this time. In case customers face a late fee at Patelso connected to the security incident, the credit union promised to take care of the situation once systems are restored. Every Patelso member is automatically insured by the National Credit Union Administration, the NCUA. The organization's insurance fund insures up to $250,000 per individual account. Another cyber attack incident against a major financial institution came to light in February when over 57,000 Bank of America customers were reported to have been affected by a data breach. The incident took place on October 29th. The bank discovered the breach a day later but informed customers only on February 1st. So a data breach happened in October. They were informed February 1st. Compromised data included names, business email IDs, social security numbers, addresses, and dates of birth. That is how.
Need to take your identity.
Just that your sorry identity. Dealing with outages, according to the U.S. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, if a bank or credit union outage affects credit or debit cards, the account holder should try by other means of accessing. Good grief, their funds, like a check or withdrawing the amount in person. In case the account holder was charged fees of any withdrawal, deposits, or other transactions because of the steps they had to take during the outage, the customer has a right to ask the bank to reverse these charges. So this is another great story as to how we are continuously facing different ransomware, malware, and data breaches inside of the financial system, right? We saw it with Temu and data. We've seen it across the board in not just financial, but also in what's it called? The agriculture business with data breaches, as well as we've seen it in energy as well. But these are all key infrastructure components inside of the country that are being attacked by some sort of outside bad actor. This year saw record-breaking payments, a substantial increase in the scope of complexity of attacks, a significant reversal from the decline that was observed in 2022. 2021, ransomware attackers had collected $983 million from their victims. This fell to $567 million in 2022, but in 2023, the figure has almost doubled to $1.1 billion. This is the highest number ever recorded. It's probably just because inflation, you know. The ransomware attackers are just trying to make a little bit more money to afford their bills. But something for us to be aware of in this current time. It's inflation. That's all it is.
They're having inflation too.
Yeah, they struggle too, guys. They got to pay their bills. Come on, don't be greedy. So if you are banking with some of these large banks, make sure to be attentive to your funds and the current places that they're at, what levels they're at. You know, remember, don't trust big banks, don't trust little banks, don't trust any bank at all. Just keep your money in a mattress. That's what I did before my wife made me take it out and put it in a bank. Dang it, babe. So with that, be attentive. The smaller the bank, the closer that you can be to your bank is always better. Have as least separation as possible. I love local banks. I love to work with local banks because it's just a smaller system. They're smaller fish, and usually they go for bigger fish in the pond. All right. This one sucks, but we'll talk about it anyways because it's important. All right, fresh spinach has been recalled due to a bacterial contamination which has been fatal to infants. Listeria contamination can lead to stillbirths, miscarriages among pregnant women, the FDA learned. New York-based Salota Foods recalled some of its fresh spinach products from the market following concerns about a bacterial contamination while the company ceased all production of the item. The recall was initiated because the foods may be contaminated with Listeria, an organism which can cause serious and sometimes fatal infections in young children, frail or elderly people, and others with weakened immune systems. The recalled fresh spinach items have lot numbers 40606 and 11006 with listed expiration date of June 2024 and June 24, 2024. UPC codes of the products are given on their website. Although healthy persons may suffer only short-term symptoms such as high fever, severe headache, stiffness, nausea, abdominal pain, and diarrhea, Listeria infection can cause miscarriages and stillbirths among pregnant women. No illnesses have so far been reported. Praise Yah. The recalled items were sold under the brand names of Salota, Gaia Organic, Full Circle Organic,
That's
Farmer
Harps.
Direct.
Sorry, Full Circle Organic is Harps.
Circle Organic is Harps.
Yep. I just know that because that's what we have down here in the south.
Uncle Vinny's and Bagopa. Customers who had brought the item are advised to return it to the place of purchase for a full refund. People with queries on the matter can contact Salota Foods. Their numbers listed below. The contamination was suspected after Bagopa, fresh spinach product sample tested by the New York State Department of Agriculture and Market Food Inspector, was shown to contain Listeria. The company has suspended production currently. The Salota Foods notice was issued after multiple other products were recalled for Listeria contamination. On June 24th, Totally Cool Incorporated recalled several brands of ice cream products after the FDA discovered contamination in one of their samples. The company ceased production and distribution of the impacted items and took preventative actions. In May, Hormel Food Sales recalled some of its nut products, honey roasted peanuts, and a mixed nuts item. This is just continuing to speak on, you know, the closer you can get to your food, the better. Somebody said support local farms in the chat earlier. This is a great example of that. You don't have to worry about that if you're talking to the people that actually farm it, and they're actually doing the testing there on site, and they're controlling what the exposure may be. Looking in the chat. Somebody said, any word on the Bank of Bear? Yeah, that's not opening. All right. Television company was sent offline by an AI likeness of Elon Musk.
What?
What? That's not possible. They can't do that. A major media outlet had to shut down its social media after an AI video showing a fake likeness of Elon Musk scammed its users. Deepfake scams were AI-generated versions of celebrities attempting to lure unsuspected internet users onto dodgy sites are unfortunately nothing new in the current high-tech era. But the prevalence of the scam became very real for followers of prominent Australian media company called Channel 7 after the station's social media channel was taken over by fake videos of Elon Musk, who owns X and Tesla. The deepfake videos of the famous billionaire encouraged users to scan a QR code to earn cryptocurrency. Boo! Don't scan QR codes unless it's from a trusted source. All you need to do is scan the QR code on the screen, go to your website, and watch your cryptocurrency double, the fake likeness of Mr. Musk says. The AI then tells users it's an opportunity that can't be missed, and they will have a chance to double their assets. The videos were so convincing, they included an audience engaging in Q&A with the fake character, as well as comments from a fake Tesla page. Channel 7 ended up removing most of its social media accounts from view after the takeover. A spokesperson for the television company said it's working to resolve the situation. Deepfake scams are becoming increasingly sophisticated. In March this year, government scam watchdog ScamWatch warned of the prevalence of AI videos claiming to show celebrities encouraging people to invest in cryptocurrency. A common deepfake involves a likeness of Australian actor Hugh Jackman. While this type of scam relies on AI to deceive its users, it also uses AI to lure unsuspecting citizens. The platform claims to use AI and other technologies like quantum computing to create high profits for investors, according to ScamWatch. Fake names are commonly used for pretend investment companies, including Quantum AI, Immediate Edge, Immediate Contact, Immediate X3, and Quantum TradeWave. It's not only the AI version of Elon Musk that has done rounds on social media recently, with another realistic being shared where a likeness of Mr. Musk gives an interview about the existence of Bigfoot or of the Sasquatch. According to ScamWatch, the scams work via deepfake videos, clickbait, and news articles that claim celebrities have used crypto platforms to make money. Links on these platforms then lead to websites the users are asked to sign up, after which a scammer portrayed as an account manager will call the victim to ask for $250 to sign up. They are told to download an app so they can invest more money. Scammers often use an online dashboard that prompts to show small profits, further enticing users. When it comes time to withdraw the money, the scammers demand withdrawal fees or mention tax issues to access the money. People are then locked out of their accounts and never get their money back. The Criminal Code Amendment Bill 2024 was introduced into Australian Parliament last month with the aim of cracking down on the use of deepfake material, which generates the likeness of to show likeness of innocent victims in sexually explicit images and videos. The Australian Information Industry Association says the federal government also needs to strike a balance between laws to help prevent the misuse of AI and help encourage the growth of AI for positive purposes. That's not how that works. Unplug it.
I don't know what they've seen, but I've seen all the movies, and it like always turns.
Yeah.
It always turns.
Somebody said Elon Tusk in the chat. That's hilarious. I know what you're talking about. That's very funny.
You know what the AI always decides, like in the movies, like, you said to make the world better for the people, so we will take out the people.
Yeah.
And
We'll save the world.
No, that's not it.
Yeah, Gus Wolf said you can grow spinach inside your house under a light year round, which is very true.
Totally
Microgreens exist. So very, very interesting there. Our final story, we're not going to do this one here. Our final story is a nice one. It's an uplifting story. This is coming from Bright as well. Teen girl takes risks, faces backlash to help American youth save unborn babies, says it needs love and forgiveness. A young pro-life advocate inspiring the youth of America on the path of forgiveness, compassion, and truth. Do something pro-life every day was the motto of the late Joe M. Schleider, the godfather of pro-life activism. Now his teen granddaughter is carrying on his legacy. Hope Miller, the 19-year-old founder and president of Simply Pro-Life, lives in Hawthorne Woods, Illinois. The daughter of Wade and Catherine Miller and one of Scheider's many grandchildren, Miss Miller was always close with her grandfather, whose pro-life journey began back in 1972. As she grew up, the pair enjoyed discussing several topics, their favorite being pro-life movement and faith. As I got older, the conversations between him and I just got richer and richer, Miss Miller told the Epoch Times. Once you are confronted with the evils of abortion, you can't go back and you have to do something about it. The teen firmly believes the path to this tough journey ahead is based on love and forgiveness rather than judgment, criticism, or condemnation. Throughout her childhood, Miss Miller attended protests and demonstrations, volunteering with the Pro-Life Action League, an organization founded by their grandfather in 1980, and conducting outreach. Although she had been raised in the pro-life movement, her personal interest in the cause wasn't sparked until she was 12. I was holding a picture of a baby named Baby David, who was a victim of abortion, and it just really struck me, so I started digging deeper and deeper into what I've been fighting against my whole life. Her quest for the truth eventually led her to embark on a mission filled with risks, backlash, and faith beyond measure. Miss Miller's grandfather left behind a pro-life legacy that spanned over 40 years. An expert on the abortion culture and the related issues, including the spiritual realm of the pro-life cause, he spoke to large audiences, published 2 books, and was actively saving unborn babies until he breathed his last breath at the age of 93. It was in January of 2021, Mr. Schindler and Mrs. Miller were scheduled to speak at a pro-life march rally in Rockford, Illinois. Tragically, Mr. Schindler passed away the Monday before the march. Miss Miller was given the chance to recite her speech in front of her legendary grandfather on his deathbed. In his last words to her, Mr. Schindler called her a dynamo. Little did he know he would soon prove true for all the world to see. In 2023, Miss Miller launched Simply Pro-Life, a nonprofit helping youth find simple ways to live out their pro-life values. In the last year, the organization has reached over 1 million people on social media, with Miss Miller having spoken at multiple rallies and conferences. And the team says the best is yet to come. Miss Miller believes that sharing the pro-life message with youth is highly important since their worldviews are still being shaped and they are reaching their peak years. With most abortions being performed on women in their 20s, Ms. Miller said educating teenagers about the issue is critical. It is so important that they know the truth. It is so important for them to understand and know what it means. Her nonprofit has hosted multiple events so far, among them being Simply Pro-Life teen events. Hope definitely helped me get a bigger perspective on all that's out there and the different ways that I can help moms in the pro-life movement, she said. What a beautiful story. She's fighting for people that can't fight for themselves. It's actually really beautiful. I would, in ways that you could support her, definitely do so. It's a beautiful thing, right? It's very cool. Hope Miller is her name. You can reach out to her. It's awesome, right? So,
They're good to go.
what was that?
We're done.
They're good to go.
Yeah, give me a minute. We're wrapping up here. Very cool, very cool. So, guys, a couple of good news stories, a couple of things to watch and track on right now. Remember to take advantage of the information you got here. If you have Temu on your phone, get a new phone. If you're banking with one of the financial institutions that have been compromised, don't bank with them. Grab your money, get it out, get it into a small bank. And then try to affect positive change as you're seeing on the daily from the story of the young wife. And then also, in the grand scheme of how Hope Miller is making an impact nationwide. It's our duty to do good. That's the whole mission here, is to save lives while in service of the Father's kingdom and experiencing the abundance of His provision and blessing. And there's multiple ways to save lives. Guys, if you're celebrating the 4th of July, this upcoming holiday tomorrow, please, please, please
Don't blow your hands off.
don't blow your hands off. Jimmy Barrow, hey man, text my personal line. I miss you. I want to talk to you. I love you. So have fun this holiday. Don't blow your hands off. Please, please, please have a first aid kit near you. It is absolutely vital. We've seen it with our own staff here. I hope you guys have a great celebration. Remember the true freedom that you get in Christ, because it is the ultimate reward. It really is. And yeah, it is an honor. It is an absolute honor to get to work for y'all. We love you. I hope you have a great day. Shalom.
Here comes the new exit. Ready, set, and go.